Alright, what's up everyone? How are you? I'm back. I finally got my new hard drive in from Amazon. It was super cheap. It was 27 bucks. Nice little SSD. So I was finally able to get Star Citizen back installed. And so I'm here with another trading tutorial for Star Citizen. Today we're going to be trading in the MISC Freelancer. This ship here is pretty nice. It kind of looks weird. I don't really like the way it looks, but it surprisingly has a great loadout of weapons, and it's pretty quick on its feet. I would probably compare it to the Cutlass Black. Me personally, I like the Cutlass Black more for my own reasons, but a lot of people really do like this Freelancer, and they fly it frequently. And there was also some comments on my last video, the Caterpillar, how to make 1 million AUEC in the game, who wanted to see a tutorial in the MISC Freelancer. So I spent a couple hours doing a couple of runs and checking out different commodities, and I think I figured out a nice, safe, easy way to make currency in the game with this ship. First things first, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to start off with basically the exact same thing that we started off with in the first video. What you want to do is you want to come on over to Delamar. Delamar is that random little spot on the outskirts of the system here, and you're going to go on down to Levski. We're going to be doing some scrap runs, so the quicker one would have to be Port Olisar to CRUL1. However, this route actually makes much more sense in my opinion. Someone commented and made a good point on my last video that you can actually take hydrogen from Levski to CRU L5. This is the exact same scrap run we did in the Caterpillar in my last video, just from Levski to CRU L5. So what you can actually do is you can make profit from CRU L5 to Levski, and then again from Levski back to CRU L5. Now it's not as much, but it's definitely better than nothing. So what we're going to do is we're going to go on down to Levski, and we're going to pick up some hydrogen, and then we'll run it over to CRU L5, pick up some scrap, and bring it back down to Levski. Alright, so we were lucky enough to actually get a landing spot at Levski. This happens sometimes where the servers are really full and just a huge group of people are at one location, and sometimes it's difficult to even get a landing pad at Levski, let alone leave without having a position in queue. So alternatively, if you don't want to do the Levski to CRU L5 runs, you could just do PO to CRU L1 instead. But we're lucky enough to get this going, so let's go down and pick up some hydrogen. We'll fill up our ship with that. We'll have more than enough currency at this point to be able to sustain this quick run. And then we'll come back from CRU L5 with some scrap to deliver here to Levski. All right. Let's purchase for the Freelancer hydrogen. A full ship of hydrogen is going to be about 6,000 AUEC, so not too bad. Alright, we're on our way to CRU L5 where we're going to sell this hydrogen. We're going to be picking up some scrap. Alright, now that we've arrived at CRU L5, we're going to run down to the admin office real quick here. And we're just going to dump that hydrogen we have. Alright, so we bought it for about 59 or almost 6,000 AUEC, and we're selling it for 7,332. So we've made 1,300 AUEC just from coming from Levski to CRU L5. So let's sell that. Now, assuming you've got the right amount of capital, you're going to click your Freelancer. You're going to purchase the scrap here to fill up our ship, about 9,000 AUEC. So we'll purchase that. And we're going to run it back to Levski. Alright, so we're at Levski and we're going to sell off this scrap. Let's see how much we get for it. 11,387, and we bought it for about 9. So we made roughly 2,300 AUEC from that. So once you've done a few scrap runs, you've delivered some hydrogen back and forth between stations, and you've delivered some scrap between stations, and you've maybe made some currency by doing deliveries or doing some dogfighting, clearing some bounties, or any mercenary missions like that. What I would suggest after this, once you've got enough capital, what you're looking for is somewhere between 75,000 and 100,000 AUEC. At that point, it kind of seems worth it to me to make your way on over to Hurston. Okay, once you've arrived in Hurston space, what you want to do is you want to make your way over to this little surrounding moon here. It's called Eta. It's just over here. So we'll make our way over to Eta. And on Eta, there is a location, if we zoom in, called Woodruff. Oh, it disappeared. There it is. Woodruff. This is where we're going. When we get to Woodruff, we're going to purchase a commodity called astatine. It's a gas. So we'll head over there and we'll pick up some of that. At this point, if you've got somewhere between 75 and 100k, it becomes worth it to start switching up the commodity a little bit. We're going to be making about 13,000 AUEC from this run, and we're going to be taking it from Woodruff to Lorville. Alright, now we've landed at Woodruff on Eta, and what we're going to do is just go down to the trades terminal and pick up as much astatine as we can get. Now remember, you don't want to spend all of your wallet in one place just in case the game crashes or something happens and you could lose it all. So try to conserve some money in your account just to make sure that if something does occur that you don't lose it all. It's really important to remember. Trades terminal right here. So we're going to purchase this stuff here called astatine. It's going to cost us about 48,000 AUEC. That way, if you have 75k or 80k and you go to do this run, you're going to make about 13k, but you're not going to spend all of your money in one place, right? That's the nice thing about this run. It's a really safe way to go about it. That way, if something does occur, you don't lose it all in one shot, but you can purchase this and you can sell it all at CBD in Lorville. I really like these runs between the moons in Hurston and Lorville simply because the CBD terminal allows you to sell all of your commodities at once. There's no delay there, which is really convenient just because I consider for my runs, the trading that I like to do, I don't like to stand around and wait for terminals to refresh. I like to be able to purchase all at once and sell all at once. It's just a really, it's all about efficiency in my opinion. You know, like, you don't want to just be standing there for 20-30 minutes so that you can sell your entire ship's worth of product. In that time, you could have just done more runs, right? So you're going to do a couple of these runs. You're going to do maybe 3 or 4 of these runs until you have built up a little bit more capital. And then after you're done with these runs, once you have a good amount of capital, I want to say somewhere around, like, if you've built up a good amount of capital, let's just say you've built up like 160k worth of capital, we're actually going to switch up the commodity just one last time, and we're going to switch to laranite. So we're going to go over to Ariel, we're going to go to Bezdek, and we're going to purchase some laranite. Laranite with the caterpillar can be really weird because you have to stand there and wait for the laranite to refresh, but we don't have a huge cargo hold, so we're actually going to be able to purchase as much laranite as we can fit in our ship and make actually a decent profit from it. So let's go do that. Okay, now we've arrived at Bezdek on Ariel, and we're going to just quickly run into this facility and pick up some laranite. Let's see how much we can get to fill up our Freelancer. So max available stock right now is about 127,500 AUEC worth, and that's not even a full ship. We still have roughly 20 more AUEC we can fill up. Now normally you don't have to wait too long for the laranite to refresh, so what we'll do is we'll just purchase this real quick, we'll fill up our ship with laranite. There we go. Okay, so now we've got a full ship of laranite. It only took about 2.5 minutes for this system to refresh and allow us to fill up our ship completely with laranite. So we filled up our ship with roughly about 175k worth of laranite, and what we're going to get out of this when we trade it at CBD is roughly about 27,000 in profit. So you're going to be able to do this run in roughly 25 minutes with the Freelancer. You're going to be able to make 27k per run as long as you have the capital to back up this cargo run. But there you have it. That's just kind of my own personal way I like to do trading and cargo runs in my ship. Everyone's different. They like to trade different commodities. In my opinion, these are the most efficient as far as like timing and repetitiveness are concerned. But you're welcome to try out all the different varieties of commodities. There's Widow, there's ETEM, there's Stims, there's Vice. if you want to make like a ton of profit per run, if you have the capital to back it up, you can go to Jumptown on Yella, and it's just like kind of like a hidden location, and you can purchase some Widow and sell it at Grimhex, which is just outside the moon, and that's going to give you a much more, like, not a higher profit value, but you're going to be able to fill way more of your ship up with Widow, as long as you have the capital to back up those purchases. The only downside is if you are transporting Widow and you get caught by the police, you'll get a crime stat, so you can't do any of the other like legal runs. I prefer the legal runs myself, but not everybody does. Some people like the risk. So it's really up to you at that point, but once you've built up enough capital, you can definitely go try selling some Vice back and forth between those two stations. The other downside to it is, of course, there's the purchase and selling time, so it takes quite a while to sometimes purchase and sell those commodities. And just for the amount of time it takes to make the profit, it doesn't really seem worth it to me. So it's really up to you, but there you have it, the Freelancer. It's got about 66 SCU, and I think it's about $110 US for this ship. Now, me personally, again, I prefer the Cutlass Black, but if you like the Freelancer, this is just kind of my way. I like to do my trading. So there you have it. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers. Leave any comments down below. I try to reply to as many of them as I can, and we'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.